12 years. However, I don't regret those 12 years. Part of this journaling is actually to discover the positive in the negative without being toxically positive, because nobody likes that. Everyone has bad days. Everyone has bits of their lives they wish they could relive and do differently. Hi guys, it's Jamie here, and we're going to do another page for the Pretty Vintage Journal and answer a journaling question. What I will be doing is I will be adding my page to here because I don't need everything to follow in chronological order. When you put book pages like this into a Midori style journal, what will end up happening is other pages will go on top and then they're not chronological. So it's entirely up to you whether at this point you start a new page so that these will be filled in later, or whether you're quite happy to bounce around a little bit. What I have here is 2 pieces of card that have been printed with the Pretty Vintage papers, cut to the same width but not in length. This is our base page, so this needs to be wider than this one. However, we're going to want this one to sit inside the base page, so we want a top to it. To have the top to it, what I will do is come down a few centimetres or 1.5 inches, then come in and slim it down. I will show you what I mean. So if we say we're going to cut at 3, going to cut 1 either side. Cut along those lines so that we've made a T shape. We will be creating a slit slightly wider than those marks there, and that slit will run across along that line. Here I have some scraps and also a box of ephemera. I shall be very quickly covering the top part of the T to make it decorative. When I come to do this bit, I'm not going to glue below that T shape. We're creating a small flap area that lifts up. Quite pretty. I will stick those 2 down. If you prefer rounded corners, which I tend to do, round these off. And of course you can ink your edges. I'm using my new Kitsch Flamingo. It was on sale. It works perfectly with this Pretty Vintage kit. And we will be edging the base piece as well. This is what will happen. This is actually your journaling spot, but when you put it on your book page, you are going to line it up so that it could be one thing. Now we're on to the journaling part of this video. The question today is, what in your past should you have quit earlier than you did? Why? What have you learned? Here's my answer. My marriage. I should never have allowed myself to be emotionally manipulated into marrying my ex, and should have insisted he attended therapy. I didn't due to insecurity and fear. However, he was also a misogynist and a victim narcissist, so therapy for his addiction would not really have helped the marriage. The reason I should have quit it earlier was it brought out the worst in me, because I was very moody and became, at times, my mood swings were off the charts. And I think that was because I was very, very lonely and very unhappy. I learned that my fears of being a single parent were worst case scenario and didn't actually happen. And I live a happy and fulfilled life. So the ultimate lesson in all of that was to ignore fear to a certain extent. I don't mean jump out of a plane without a parachute. I mean, when we think of a future situation and we're debating what we should do, we often write down or think of worst case. We never think of positive. I never in that marriage thought, if I leave my husband with 3 young children, I am going to start more than one business, be financially reasonably successful at different points in time. We're going to travel around the world. We're going to renovate a house. We're going to... No. I didn't think any of those things. I thought, I'm going to be lonely. I'm never going to be in a relationship again. I'm going to be struggling financially. I'm going to have no security. I'm going to be totally responsible, which actually did happen, for bringing up 3 children and doing everything. And that wasn't natural to me anyway. And I'm going to hate it. Those were the things I thought rather than what actually happened. So that's what I learned from not making a decision. I literally delayed 12 years. 12 years. However, I don't regret those 12 years because obviously I have 3 children and I've had an amazing time since, and I wouldn't have learned all those life lessons. So part of this journaling is actually to discover the positive in the negative without being toxically positive, because nobody likes that. Everyone has bad days. Everyone has bits of their lives they wish they could relive and do differently. Let's get back to the desk. I need to secure this to the page in a way that this can slide in and out without catching anything, which basically means just running some glue around the edges. I have my art glitter glue because I have the small nib part, which means you can do quite fine lines. Now my secret journaling spot can be put in here. Looks part of the page, and you do have space to write some normal style journaling. If you have enjoyed this video and you are on YouTube, please do all the YouTubey things: like, share, subscribe, comment, hit the notifications bell. Take a look at the video description. In there you will find a link to the Facebook group and also a link to our private creators club, which brings you extra videos to these and a massive digital kit. I will see you next time.